but I don't think the Colts are out of it. So if you would agree with that, let's give a winning scenario for the Colts.
Yeah. Well, they have Jonathan Taylor, who leads the league in rushing attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, rushing first downs, longest rush of the season, yards per game, and he's averaging 5.3 yards per carry. He's great. 16 touchdowns. He's the best. He might be the best running back in football. He's not the receiver that Christian McCaffrey is, but he's way better at running the ball than Christian McCaffrey is at this point in his career. That's one.
Okay. So let me follow up. Second question is always the most important. Can he run the ball against the Niners?
Yes. I mean, the Titans ran the ball against the Niners. They average like 7 yards a carry.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So a potential winning scenario for Indianapolis is you don't rely on Phillip Rivers very much. He's an adjunct. You run this guy
all about
because
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be nuts not to. And the thing with the Niners, when they go up against a good running back, Iggy, he gets to the linebacker level very fast.
Yep. Ever since they lost that rookie Mykel Williams, who wasn't really a pass rusher, their run defense hasn't been really good at all. And like you said, it's safeties and linebackers trying to make the play because defensive linemen are constantly getting pushed out.
Yeah. And my guess is the Colts offensive line is probably pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have a really good tight end that they drafted in the first round this year. They have some pretty good wide receivers. Like, there's a reason they started out so well. Daniel Jones was looking like an MVP candidate in this team, and he's not that good. It's just a really good team.
Yeah. So I think they can run on the Niners, and that Phillip Rivers can complement that with short passes and the occasional middle range pass. I don't think he's throwing long, Iggy. I don't think that's going to happen. And he can complement them by not losing the ball, by not fumbling, by not throwing picks. And he only threw one pick yesterday, but it was desperation at the end. So
that's what he always does.
Yeah. So that's one way they can win. Now, can their defense pose a problem for the 49ers offense?
Yeah, absolutely. They happen to have this one defensive tackle. He's really good. You may have heard of him, Dad. His name is DeForest Buckner. Hell of a player. He's still really good. He's like exactly the player he was when the Niners traded him away. I don't know what they thought they were doing on that one. They still been good without him, and the Colts haven't been great, but he's going to be going up against whoever the Niners left guard is. Spencer Burford hurt his ankle. He's been filling in for Ben Bartch, who's out for the year. If it's not Burford, it's that rookie Connor Colby, who's just awful. So the DeForest Buckner factor could be big.
So, Iggy, as opposed to Tennessee or Cleveland, they're an opponent.
Yeah. But still, I mean, the Niners are 5.5-point favorites on the road. And this is a team that's lost 5 of 6. And even with Phillip Rivers doing something we all hope he can do, they're probably going to miss the playoffs. So it's a much bigger test than what they did the last few weeks, but it gets tougher after this. Still, it's on the road. It's an AFC team. They're not that familiar with the Colts. It'll be a tough game.
Is it a 10 a.m. game, Iggy? I haven't checked.
No, it's a Monday night game.
What am I talking about?
So that helps. Yeah. So they get an extra day to prepare, and it's not like going to mess with their body clock or anything. That'll help.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm picking the Niners. Who are you picking?
I'm picking the Niners. They seem like they're really doing very well. And if they're going to have a letdown, it's not going to be in mid-December against a 44-year-old quarterback. I think they're too good for that.
I agree. Yeah. So if they win, they're then 11-4, right?
If they win, they're 11-4. That would be with the Bears coming up. The Bears look pretty good, but that's another team that's not necessarily better than the Niners.
Yeah, that's a game. I mean, after that, they only have 3 games left. But let's leave the Bears in Seattle. We'll have a lot to say about them down the line. Concentrating on this game. The thing about Tennessee, I was so uninterested in the game, Iggy. You're in the press box. I'm at home. After it was clear that the Niners were going to win, I switched over. I wanted to watch Phillip Rivers. So I switched channels and watched that. And then I missed this mini comeback by Tennessee, which didn't didn't make the Niners look that good. But I saw Rivers and I because I was preparing. I was doing homework. And Iggy, I have to say, I really didn't find him very impressive at all.
No, but here's the thing. So like he's gonna have time to throw. The Niners don't have much of a pass rush, and he's not gonna be trying to throw the ball deep down the field to wide receivers. I doubt he's gonna be throwing underneath a lot to tight ends and running backs. He has a really good tight end, and the Niners haven't really done a good job covering tight ends all year. Their defensive backs are pretty good, but their linebackers aren't. And you saw this past week, yesterday, there was that touchdown catch up the sideline to Gunnar Helm. Remember, it was like 1st and 20 from the Niners 34, and all of a sudden he's wide open down the sideline. Well, the linebacker D Winters, it was zone coverage. He got lost. And then the game before that in Cleveland, if you remember, before halftime, same kind of a play. Uh, Shador Sanders hits that rookie tight end, Harold Fannin, up the left sideline. He's wide open. Once again, the linebacker in zone coverage got lost and forgot his assignment. So, and again, a few weeks before against the Rams, I think 3 or 4 tight ends caught touchdowns. So if you're
Yeah.
clever, that's the way you can go after the Niners. And I think that's something that Phillip Rivers can do. He doesn't need to throw the ball 40 yards down the field to win this game.
And Iggy, he's been a very accurate passer, right?
Yes, he has been a very accurate passer. Yes. And again, like, is he that much worse than Daniel Jones? We all thought Daniel Jones was awful last year. Then he goes to this team. It's like, oh, he's winning. I don't know if Philip Rivers will win any games, but he almost beat the Seahawks, who I think are an elite team.
Yeah, the Seahawks had to kick a field goal to beat him.
Like, so hold on. How many points did they score? They scored 16 points and lost to the Seahawks. You know how many points the Niners scored against the Seahawks when they beat them this year? 17.
Hmm.
So who knows? This could be a really close game. That would be kind of cool.
I'm in favor of watching games as opposed to whatever that thing was yesterday, an exercise in humiliation. I like games. I like drama. I like suspense. I do.
That was an exercise in humiliation, and it. You said it after the game. It felt like the Niners playing against a team that should be relegated.
Yeah. Yeah.
You shouldn't be. You guys aren't even in the same league.
Iggy, they've played 2 teams that should be relegated, Cleveland and Tennessee.
Yep. Arizona's
And
in that class too.
absolutely. And I never expected that to happen. So, look, they get credit for wins. These were the teams that they were presented with. They couldn't say, oh, they're not good enough. We want to play Green Bay. They beat the teams they were presented with.
Yep.
But 3 of them were pretty easy. And
Yep.
that's why we're still not clear on the Niners, because you say, oh, they beat Tennessee, although Tennessee did have life at the end. They beat Tennessee. What does that add up to? And Iggy, I don't know what it means. I'm not saying what it adds up to or doesn't add up to. I don't know.
The one non-relegation team the Niners faced in the last month was Carolina, and the Niners beat them by 11. But it was also kind of a shaky performance, as we all remember. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see what I feel like. Indianapolis is better than Carolina, so this will be a good test for the Niners. They should win, but they could absolutely lose.